remember having a sack that was packed with some gas, and on the side of my hip, I was packing a gas. Before Ghostface Killer, I had supreme clientele. Didn't know if I was selling it or they was buying it well. Ever since I've been real humble with you niggas, but it stops now.
Peace to the collective tribe. It is the Hood Mystic, representing www.hoodmystic.com, of course. Colombian Exchange, additionally. LearnSidereal.com. White Rabbit Psychedelics. I wear a lot of hats, and that pun was not intended. How's everybody doing this evening? This video, I hope it to be something special. I hope it to be something that we can remember for a long, long time. And I want to cut to the shits, cut to the point. This video is specifically for if you get to a point where you're doing sex magic and it ain't working. An alternative title to this video is Why My Sex Magic Is Not Working. I like that. So without further ado, I'm gonna get into this video. I'm gonna get into this content. I'm gonna go point for point for point. And then I'm going to open up the call-in lines. The only way you get access to the call-in lines if you are on LearnSidereal.com or the Mystery School, or you're a Patreon subscriber. Before I go any further, if you do want to support this channel and you like my content and you grow from my content and you want my content to stick around, please become a Patreon supporter. You're not supporting me, you're supporting my 4 beautiful small children. So go and do that. All of the links are in the descriptions. Of course, these videos are in series format. So if you look in the description, you will see the prerequisite viewing. If you've never seen a video for mine, it probably serves you to watch those previous videos. And even if you're a long-time subscriber, a long-time watcher, these previous videos will be excellent resource material to bring you up to speed. As we are not just putting out content for the sake of content, we are being deliberate, intentional creators, co-creators working with the universe. And the main way that we work with the universe, believe it or not, is through sex. But because we use sex in all forms, it's very important that we understand what sex isn't. Now, in my book, it's broken up into 3 parts. It's an intro, then we talk about the chakras, and at the very end of the book, we have an appendix section where we have the School of Sexual Science. Now, this information was completely channeled. I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it's going. But the only way you get access to the School of Sexual Science is if you purchase Chakra Nova, which is available on Amazon. Read the reviews there. It's also available on my personal website, ColombianExchange.com. Read the reviews there. Don't just take my word for it, family, because I could be a snake oil salesman. I want you to take the words of the people who have read the book and the people who have done the work, because that's who you want to actually listen to. Now, if you want to empower your life, if you want to empower your spiritual life, Kyrie can't do it for you. Shanka Inkta Diop can't do it for you. Bobby Hemmett can't do it for you. Brother Pennant can't do it for you. Phil Valentine can't do it for you. You gonna have to do it for yourself. I cannot raise your Kundalini energy for you. You gonna have to raise it for yourself. And if you don't know how to do it, well, you missing the most wonderful train of thought that ever been known to man. And it's called your spiritual intelligence, i.e. your Kundalini. If you want to read all about it, please purchase the book Chakra Nova. And you know why I talk about Chakra Nova every video? Because it's Negroes who got the book that don't even read the book. So, of course, I'm going to talk about the book because you probably got it on your library book like Hood. I'm supporting you by getting your book. You're not supporting me by getting this book. You supporting your damn self. You might not know that your Kundalini energy is here to save your black ass. However, if you don't access it and activate it, you are missing out. So, links in the description. If you can't find the links in the description, DM me. I'll send you a link personally. And if you don't have the money to afford the book because it's $22 and you only got $15, let me know. I'll let you slide. If you only got $10, I'll let you slide. Shit, if you only got $5, I will let you slide. However, don't be on no bullshit. Because trust me, I know it is like to be broke and fucked up. But when it comes to activating your Kundalini, I can't be acting funny when it comes to the money. Because it ain't about the money. If you don't got $22 for the book, just let a nigga know something. Whatever you got, let me know. I'll take it. Fair is fair. Check. We moving on. I ain't gonna snake oil salesman to y'all. Y'all know. Shit, I gotta do what's right. If I don't promote myself, nobody else will, family. Can't wait for y'all to promote me. I've been waiting for y'all to share my video. You know that, y'all know that meme. Why you ain't famous yet, Hood? Cause you ain't share my shit, check. Why don't more people know about you, Hood? Cause you ain't share my videos, check. Ain't told the soul about my videos, but then want to ask me why I ain't famous. Cause you don't support my ass. You don't support the Patreon or nothing. Anyways. I'm glad that y'all are here today, ready to absorb this information about sex magic. You could have been at a Juneteenth after party. If it's a Juneteenth after, no, not a Juneteenth after party, a Juneteenth after hours. That's probably the most disgusting event of all time. Come join me for my Juneteenth after hours, where shit gets disgusting. That's two disgusting things put together, Juneteenth and after hours. But I digress. We not about to talk about Juneteenth when we talk about sex magic. Oh, no, no, no. Not gonna feed goddamn pearls to swine today. No, no, no. We gonna give them valuable information. So, let's start this conversation off because we about to do a lot of videos about sex magic. We are going to understand sex magic by the end of 2022. We gonna be sex magic experts. So if you want to get into the nitty gritty of sex magic and answer all the questions of sex magic, be patient. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell. Because for the next 8 to 9 weeks, the Hood Mystic is going to be talking about sex and magic. Nothing else. So be patient. Let the conversation boil. You know how you put the water in the pot and you light it and you just want it to be boiling. You put your noodles in there too early, you messing up the whole meal. You got to cut the heat on. You got to wait a little bit. You got to let it boil. You got to take the top off, let the steam clear out, and then getting ahead of myself. But let's be right here, right now. The current of creation is right here. I'm gonna break down every sentence in reference to sex magic and letting you know what sex magic isn't. So when you're in a relationship with a young lady, you're in a relationship with a young man, and you want to manifest your best life, the current of creation is right here. Can I get some ones? If that makes sense. Because sex magic is all. So the frustration you may be feeling in your relationship is going to manifest in your sex magic. The coursing through subtle channels. Very, very sensitive information and channeling that's happening when you're doing sex magic with your young lady or your young man. The gross and the grotesque forms of sexual exchange is not what we're actually talking about. We're talking about the subtle channel. So we're going to have to establish a modality of meditation between, dare I say, man and woman. I don't want to be too progressive this evening. I don't want to be too fucking trend-setting this evening. Oh my God, you talking about male-women relationships, hood? Well, what about woman-woman? What about man-man? What, I mean, let me just get my shit off. Let me just speak my truth. Because we will talk about taboos if you just give me a fucking second, okay? Because some of y'all gay as rainbows chilling with a woman or chilling with a man. And you really need to be chilling with a woman or chilling with a man when it comes to sex magic. Because you're not going to be able to do sex magic if you're not living in your truth. Now that's a slippery slope for a lot of you motherfuckers out here in these streets. So when it comes to sex magic, you're going to have to cancel yourself out of it because you're a fake ass motherfucker. One's in the chat. If you're a fake ass motherfucker, one's in the chat and one's on this video. Because this video ain't for fake ass motherfuckers. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry for the fake ass motherfuckers that want to tune in and tap in and say, well, I want to do sex magic too. You can't even man up in reference to the type of gender you want to lay up with. Society got you in a chokehold. Happy Pride Month, by the way. Animating this very form, follow the gentle touch of life. I did a poll on my Instagram story. Follow me on Instagram, by the way, at The Hood Mystic. I did a poll on my Instagram story. I did scientific statistic research, and I asked women, would you date a man that was gay or bisexual? 100% said no. I asked men the same question. Would you date a woman that is gay or bisexual? 86% of the men said yes. So what I'm saying is we got a long way to get to sex magic. So we got to talk. We got about 8-9 weeks. One in the chat, if y'all can understand that. You got to get to some toleration and some tolerance at first. Like, oh, yeah, I had a bisexual thought. Oh, I can't fuck with you, nigga. But I fucked my girlfriend last night. Like, where's we at in the world today? Where are you at in your judgment? One's in the chat. One's in the chat if you feel judged by your partner. One's in the chat. Be honest tonight. Because then you want to do sex magic. Animating this very... If you look at the genre of my video, it's not spiritual, it's not education, it's not holier than thou, it is comedy. So loosen up your tie, take off your fucking panties, pour up a drink, relax your fucking mind, cause these conscious niggas done got you stressed out. Can we get some ones in the chat if conscious niggas stressing you out? Get some ones in the chat if conscious niggas don't got no sense of humor. But we supposed to be fucking what are we supposed to be? I can't even remember. Hyokas, spiritual clowns. Can't even conjure up a good laugh. Niggas trying to scare you to death. One's in the chat. Listen to this line right here. This is the most powerful line. Profound. Animating this very form, follow the gentle touch of life. I was watching the conscious nigga earlier today. This conscious nigga had, y'all probably seen the video too. He probably still live. This nigga had words on top of words on top of words on top of words. But animating this very form follow the gentle touch of life. Meaning, let me break that down to you. One's in the chat if you want a sexy motherfucker to lay up with. Two's in the chat if you want a wordy motherfucker to lay up with. I better not see no twos in this fucking chat or I'ma block you. Because sex magic. Animating this very form follow the gentle touch of life, meaning that animating this very form, your life, your beingness was manifested from this gentle touch of life, nigga. Do you understand sperm in an egg cell? That's gentle touches of life. The inception of you, like the sperm in the egg cell, was not a wordy disposition. The sperm didn't say, the Kapala of Gevara, Tippereth, Malkuth, Venestana. Word, nigga can't even pronounce this shit, but just got all of the words. Nigga frustrated trying to remember all of the words. But the deepest spiritual shit is being a sexy motherfucker. One's in the chat. Animating this very form follow the gentle touch of life. So the most profoundest shit you ever gonna do in life is soft as a footprint of an ant, as tiny sensations open to vastness. Like, we talking about the reproductive system and how it works and how simple it is and how delicate and gentle it is, that when you a lame ass nigga, you just say shit and the pussy just dry up. Hey, I was just wondering if I could just, possibly lick on your vagina parts. She's not fucking you. Well, the Geberah of Tifereth, of Malkuth, and the triple black of darkness of space is coming down, and there's a barrier in a line that represents the triple darkness of cosmic space. Can I have some pussy now? Nigga, we better off if we just go to the gym, become gym rats, and work out and get our muscles together. If we want to be spiritual. Because the reality of manifestation is soft as the footprint of an ant, as tiny sensations open to vastness. So the minute, minuscule vibrations and understandings of yourself are the manifestations of truth. If I buy 58 books off of Amazon, I just spent all my money on books. And that's not a soft footprint. That's me trying to be deep. Okay? Gotta notice the difference. See, power sings as it flows, electrifies the organs of sensing, becomes liquid light, nourishes your entire being. Celebrate the boundary where streams join the sea, where body meets infinity. This is all talking about the orgasmic trance. And just because you met a guy that gives you good sex and you have orgasms is not exactly what we're talking about. It could be the first step, but the orgasm is the doorway. The orgasm is the computer screen. Now, you can bear witness to niggas that have phones just like you have phones, and you can be next to them on the bus and they'll be playing Candy Crush. One's on the chat. You be on Trading View, monitoring your portfolio. One's in the chat, and the nigga next to you playing Candy Crush. So just because you having an orgasm, just because you got a big dick daddy, just because you got a wet pussy, is not sex magic, okay? Article. I ain't even tell y'all it was a damn article on goddamn Substack. Read the article, or we gonna read the article at the end of this, best believe that. Shout out to my graphic designer, me, for coming up with this dope ass graphic design about sex magic. And if you look closer, you'll see her grinding on them. That's graphic design and animation. Ain't nobody do that but me. I did that. But shout out to the graphic designer that did that. That's some cold ass shit. Y'all wasn't gonna say nothing about it, so I had to say something about it my damn self. One's in the chat. Y'all might think I'm egotistical. Y'all might think I'm arrogant, and that's perfectly fine. But one thing y'all gotta know is that if I don't celebrate me, motherfuckers don't celebrate me. And I feel as though I need to be celebrated at some fucking level. One's in the chat. I don't know. What the fuck? In meditation, we divest ourselves of all material conditions and feel our divine nature. 1 ounce of practice is worth 1,000 pounds of theory. So as much as we talk about spirituality, one must practice it. Meditation and orgasm are the same things. It's just that orgasm is about 15,000 million times, quadruple times more powerful than a nigga sitting in the lotus position. One's in the chat. And funner too. One's in the chat. Orgasm is funner than meditation, but meditation is orgasm. So when you having a deep relation with the man that you met on Tinder, we not doing sex magic. One's in the chat. When she got you jumping through hoops and you know you don't like her, but she gonna give you some pussy, some what did they call it? A pity sex. We not doing sex magic. We doing regular, normal ass sex. Meditation can turn fools into sages, but unfortunately, fools never meditate. We don't even do sex magic, so imagine that shit. All right, let me explain this shit to you. I've been doing this shit for a long time. I done talked to individuals for a long time, and that's fine. But when we talk about sex magic, both people got to be on the same page. It's hard for a motherfucker to be on your same page. It's hard for people to be on the same page with you. People judging you. One's in the chat. People counting your pockets. One's in the chat if people counting your pockets and people not doing trying to come on your same page. They like, you broke for real. I can't trust in a person that don't have enough money. I mean, I'm too busy judging you for being broke when I'm broke too. That's why I'm judging you for being broke. I'm needing somebody with money because I don't got no money. How about we wipe everything off the table and come to a understanding, a meditative vibration? Because sex magic is meditation. Simple shit. However, very difficult shit. You know why? Meditation is hard. Meditation is like working out for your mind muscle. Now, as much as we want to be yogi Hindu practitioners and we listen to goddamn Brother Panic say, all you got to do is listen to R. Kelly tapes, one's in the chat. Bobby Hemmett said, all you got to do is read these couple of books, one's in the chat. And these niggas never said, Phil Valentine, join the Red House. Join the Red Temple. Join my class. Buy my products. No, I'm gonna tell you like this. Meditation is hard. It's hard like lifting 300 pounds. If you ain't never lifted weights and you got up under there and the nigga told you, read these couple of books and you would be able to lift 300 pounds, and you read those books and you got up under them weights, you would kill yourself. One's in the chat. Cause y'all gonna say I'm mad and I'm mean and I'm talking shit about Bobby Hemming. I'm giving y'all a clear analogy how them niggas fuck up your life. One's in the chat. Two's in the chat if I'm wrong, and I'll sit here if I'm wrong. If you told me that I could read a book that was gonna allow me to lift 300 pounds, put the book in the fucking chat right now. Or else my goddamn analogy stands and them niggas is fucking you up, because 1 ounce of practice is worth 1,000 miles in theory. I don't know. All y'all gotta do is say no. It's actually a book that you can read that allow you to lift 300 pounds. For y'all to tell me, oh, meditation is easy. All you gotta do is a spell. Oh, here go niggas. Here go niggas. What niggas gonna say? I got melanin hood. Okay. How much melanin do you need to lift 300 pounds? Can y'all let me know the amount of melanin that y'all need to lift 300 pounds? Cause y'all niggas is fucked up in the head. Cause y'all think that this shit is easy and y'all keep looking for easy ways to manifest shit. And y'all keep getting up under these hoes that don't know shit. These hoes don't know a damn thing. You think they do. That's the fucked up part. Well, they must have to know shit because they got 700 people watching their videos at the same time. They must know something. Y'all all dumb as hell. All of y'all dumb as hell. That's the only thing that's happening. Y'all all clicked up and y'all all not having nothing happen because this shit is hard. This shit is hard. Now tell me the thing that you gonna read that's gonna allow you to get stronger. Now, when we talk about magic, we talking about practice. We talk about sex magic, we talking about practice. So when we lay all of this shit down and you call that nigga over, Big Dick Daddy, to come lay you out, now you know why your shit is fucked up emotionally and mentally. And these hoes is not telling you stop. They telling you to be celibate after the fact. Meditation is like working out for your mind muscle. It can be hard to be aware of your thoughts, and this is partly because you have 1,000 thoughts every single day. Period. Furthermore, without understanding the intricacies and tactics behind mindfulness, you will have a tough time starting meditation. Now, it's people that's been around and talking shit about spirituality and all of this shit and have yet to find a space where they're able to meditate effectively. Because meditation is sex magic, and as deep as I am, I need my wife to be on the same level that I am, or else it don't count. Because we the same energy, we the same entity. So my work is not in y'all. Like, I'm talking to y'all, and that's fine. But guess who I talk to more about this type of shit? My wife. Because that's all that fucking matters. And you, in your life, better have a partner for which you get on the same page with. As opposed to imagining that you're going to be the spiritual leader and guru of these brain dead ass niggas. You better get you somebody to love. Okay. Let's go deeper. The experience of orgasm can be explained as an intensification of sexual pleasure and a deepening of altered states of consciousness. So last week we talked about sigil making. Now, I didn't explain that sigil making is a symbol, and a symbol is a summary of your desires, wishes, and intentions. Now, if you create the sigil and you have the summary, you have it all mapped out of what you want to manifest, how are you going to activate it? This is where you need a divine feminine vessel that you could bring to orgasm in multiple orgasmic states. And y'all have the same cognizance and same mental level. And now you're programming her with a sigil and a mantra, not even like you're programming her, but y'all are programming her because she's the woman. She has the womb. She has the reproductive system. We are right and exact in our roles, because you'll be like, well, Hood, I want to have orgasms too. Well, can you have a baby? No, I can't have a baby. Well, don't try to be in the feminine position, nigga. Be in the masculine position. Be the inputter, be the giver. Your wife be the receiver. And don't worry, the roles are reversed and switched. Because once you give her your masculine energy, she receives it, and then she gives it back to you, and you receive it. Now, this is the trick. If you an ain't shit ass nigga, that means you got to get back the same shit that you gave her. So when you an ain't shit nigga, most of us are, ladies, most of us are. Don't ever get that confused. Most of us are bullshit, liars, fucked up people that don't have their shit together. And when we give you our energy and you give it back to us, guess what? We don't like it. It don't taste the same. It don't feel right. So that's a whole lecture within itself. However, don't do it in spite of not, like, don't do sex magic with the wrong person because you don't got the right person with you. The main part of the study, if you get the books and you start to get into the science of it, you want to do it for yourself, because you're going to be wanting to be able to communicate your truth, right? You want to be able to communicate what you are into and what you're not into. You might want to be able to communicate your taboos or your neuroses or your insecurity without the fear of being judged. You want to say that shit with your chest out. So of course, you want to manifest a partner to do sex magic with, but you also want to understand it for yourself. If the rhythmic simulation is strong enough and occurs for a long enough time, we're talking about, like, my thing is, I love making my wife orgasm, but my shit is the multiple orgasm. I want her coming back to back to back. I want her to come so hard that, like, she just keep coming and coming and coming and coming. Like, I don't want her to stop coming. I don't want her to stop orgasming, because I want her to access the alternate state of consciousness so we can improve our lives. I want her to get closer to God. And the more orgasm she have, the closer she gets to God. And you know, the normal conversation is, you know, men don't make a woman orgasm. And that's where communication comes in. That's very important. Like, it's like ridiculously important. That's because a neuron is more likely to fire if the inputs arrive at roughly the same time. This pushes the neuron past its firing threshold. Erratic rhythms, though, can be disruptive, but can be so predictable or monotonous sexual rhythms. When the brain syncs with the rhythms of sex, a person may experience increased attention and focus. So this is where you have a sigil and a mantra that you use during an orgasm, because your brain has more attention and focus, which would allow the manifestation of said sigil. Don't knock it until you try it. When this happens, A person enters a state of sensory absorption or trance. As they focus on the sexual activity, less attention is left for other activity. So the more that you focus on the intention or the sigil or the mantra, the more powerful it becomes. Now, let me bring you back to our first point. The current of creation is right here. Can't have a man and a woman and y'all sitting back bored. At the very least, y'all could be fucking. One's in the chat. One's in the chat. If the very least, like, I got 4 children, so I can't fuck like that. But imagine if me and my wife was single with no kids. We would probably have to get some goddamn chains and shit down this bitch, like, hold them down, baby, let mama have them type energy all the time. What am I talking about? The current of creation is right here. Imagine listening to a dusty ass bitch talk about monotonous bullshit and you imagining that you getting your spirit right and you ain't doing sex magic with your partner. Huh? Not listening to you old assholes talk about dumb shit. I'ma be eating some pussy, y'all. Please believe it. I'ma be making my wife come. Please believe it. I'm not about to be acting like that shit matters. Okay? Never, never, ever, 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 ever. The current of creation is right here. Please believe that. But we gotta talk about sex today if we gonna talk about sex magic. Cause sex today, and I know y'all holier than thou, holy rollers. Hey, I'm not like that. Good, I'm not like that. You can't catch me hanging out the window with my ratchet ass friends. I've never even fucked a dude. Matter of fact, I don't even know what a dick is. Like, what's a dick? I never even seen the dick before. Like, I don't even know what sex is because it's just a foreign concept to me. I am nothing like them over there. That's sex today. You go on a date with a girl and she'd be like, what's sex? I don't even know what sex is. I'm a virgin. Babe, if you listening, can you bring me a corkscrew? I need some wine. Need to crack open my Father's Day bottle of wine. I'm a wine drinker now. I might be an alcoholic, but I ain't about to stop. Telling you that now. This shit is good to me. Anyways. Sex today. You either hanging out the window with your ratchet ass friends, or you need to join a nunnery. You need to just go ahead and be a nun, get you a motherfucking black and white suit, and give the pussy to Jesus. Sex magic, we gotta find a gray area, a middle area. And what I mean is, we have to release the judgment. First of all, on ourselves and to our partner. It's ironic, ladies, that y'all wouldn't never want to deal with a man that's gay, but that ain't never stopped y'all from actually being with one. Y'all just don't know it yet, because he don't tell you, because he know if he tell you that him and this boy don't be playing basketball all the time. Y'all know COVID, they took the nets down and the baskets down. So he told y'all he was playing basketball during COVID. It wasn't even no hoops up, check. They wasn't even letting people play basketball. He said, I'm going over Ronell's to play basketball. We going to the courts to play basketball. Yo ass, all you had to do is go down to the basketball courts and see. God damn, it ain't even no backboards up on here. What the hell? How was you playing basketball with Ronell? Was y'all playing like above the rim and shit with no ball and no hoop, acting like y'all was playing? No, they was having sex. That's the code word, ladies. I'm about to go play basketball. Niggas don't play basketball unless you in the NBA. Unless you in college. That's the download code word. So now y'all looking at y'all boyfriends like, that nigga don't know what he talking about. I told you stop listening to that nigga. My videos is not spiritual. My videos is not education. My videos is comedy. So it's a nigga not taking this funny right now. He mad. That's the nigga you gotta watch out for. I need a corkscrew. Sex as we know it today is built upon. Give me a second. Look for a corkscrew. Listen now. You got to do something for the algorithm. Now, sex today, before we get into sex magic, we need to understand that sex today, whether you like it or not, and you might be the most sexually liberated, sexually advanced person that you know. However, you're going to come across this. You're going to come across neurosis, repressions, taboos, and inhibitions. These things are ubiquitous, but also unconscious. So before you do sex magic with a person, understand that you work through these neuroses, repressions, taboos, and inhibitions. And when I say hood, I don't want to do all of that. I'm going to also say you don't want to do sex magic either. So let's talk about all four of these. Maybe simplify it, bring some awareness to where unconscious energy now becomes conscious energy. Because as sexy as a person look, still not going to remove the repression, neurosis, taboos, and inhibitions. I'm just going to elucidate what sexual repression is and what it may look like in your everyday struggle so you know what to do in reference to it. So sexual repression occurs when a person prevents themselves from feeling, experiencing natural sexual urges and desires. How about that? When you're prevented from feeling and experiencing your natural and sexual desire, but you want to do sex magic. Uh-oh. Hey, we got 911 on speed dial. Hey, operator, what's the number for 911? Oh, y'all must be doing sex magic without clearing out your sexual repression, neurosis, taboos, and inhibitions. They're on their way. Oh, is this the Kevin Samuels special? No, we're not talking about Kevin Samuels. Click. A person with sexual repression harbors negative beliefs. That was spirit trying to come through. Like, yo, you was talking about Kevin. We were not talking about Kevin Samuels. We not dishing no tea. We trying to teach the people how to do sex magic effectively and successfully and put a smile on their face. We not trying to strike up no trouble. But we have been telling y'all, men that disrespect women, men that hate women, they might get a witch show up at their door. So be careful what you say to me. What that song go by R. Kelly and Sparkle go? You better be careful what you do to me, 'cause somebody might do it to you. Now 2 years ago, promises was all I heard. Wait a minute, let me finish. What? Can't play around with these women. They'll kill your ass. One's in the chat if these women will kill your ass if you play with them. I don't play. I used to play PlayStation and shit when I was a little kid. Might play NBA 2K every once in a while. I don't play no more games. You better be careful what you do to me. Niggas will be 6 feet under playing with these women. So I try to communicate clearly, compassion with love, respect, integrity, all that good shit. Cause y'all ain't about to kill me with your pussy. That's first of all. We gonna do sex magic. See, sex magic turn real quick into a bitch killing you. What? Y'all new to this shit. I'm sorry. It's been going on for years though. Anyways. Ladies, how many times a nigga done did you wrong and then called you back, like got into a car wreck, nigga in jail? Just from personal experience, this ever happened to the ladies? I'm gonna just give it a second. I just want to know. Maybe I'm in the wrong room. One's in the chat, ladies, if a nigga ever did you wrong, but came to be like, I'm sorry, baby, I ain't mean to do you wrong, please. My luck been real fucked up ever since I left you, and can you stop doing do you got a hex on me? One's in the chat. I said you better be careful. You know, ever since we stopped talking, I've been catching the bus. You remember, I thought you had the Benz and the truck and the Camaro and the Corvette. Yeah, I've been taking the bus. I've been fucked up. Can you release your hex off of me, please, ma'am? Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. My life was going great until I started tossing your salad, and now I'm eating shit literally, and I just need a break. But didn't you cheat on me on my sister and told me that it was my sister's fault and that I ain't shit for being mad because my sister came on to you and all of this? Remember all that shit you was talking about me and all that? Yeah. What? You need $20. You need me to bail you out of jail? Really, sir? Okay. All right. You better be careful what you do to me. I don't play it. Last time I played a game, Atari's was out. I don't play games. Because a person with sexual repression harbors negative beliefs and feelings towards sex, which may be conscious or unconscious. This is the part that y'all don't understand. Y'all be like, oh, he is so sexy, girl. He is so cute. Oh, and he got the masculine energy. Y'all be loving the masculine energy niggas, don't y'all? He's so strong. He got a deep voice. Y'all fuck him long enough, that shit disappear quicker than a goddamn motherfucking chalk on the goddamn Friday afternoon. God damn it. What happened on Friday afternoon? We washed the chalkboard and the chalk just disappeared. You go up and down in a nice row. You can't just do it all crazy. Teachers get mad, fuck up their chalkboard. So you gotta wipe it up and down. Get it nice and even and orderly. You feel me? Yeah, that masculine shit wipe away real quick. You fuck him long enough. Nigga's not really masculine. He just feel like you like that. And you think you do like that. And you probably do like that until you get to know him. And then he be having an orgasm and crying at the same time. You like, wait a second, fam. I ain't know that muscles did that. You crying? You need a towel? What I'm saying is, a person with sexual repression harbors negative beliefs and feelings towards sex, which may be conscious or unconscious. Damn it. Sexually repressed people may consider sex, sexual desires, or sexual feelings bad, shameful, or wrong. See, that man want that pussy because society told him that he want that pussy, and you think that society told him that he want the pussy and that you the sexual object that he want. And then he lay up with you and have sex with you. But society ain't your heart and soul. And so once he get that nut off, you don't want nothing to do with each other. Hey, ain't no sex magic happening for that type situation. So these are normal things that is happening out here in these streets. Please believe it. Niggas more confused about their sexuality than they standing in it. Please believe that, because they've been watching porn since 8. Right? So the normal up and down girlfriend and boyfriend sex, they was done with that at 12. By the time they 22, 23, 25, they into tranny porn and gay porn and all types of shit and gang sex and all types of shit. He ain't gonna tell you that because, you know, he got on his outfit, he got his hair cut. But inside, ladies, this is what y'all understand. Inside, he tore the fuck up because he doesn't have a place to be open and honest with, because 100% of the ladies said any bisexual man off the rip is getting cut the fuck off. They don't give a damn. And that's the reality. So what we gonna do about it? I don't know. I'm just letting y'all know why sex magic ain't gonna work for y'all. That's the purpose of this video. A person with sexual repression, sexual repression is a phenomenon that has been observed and reported. One second. Observed and reported in many different cultures and centuries. However, this is what I want to show. Very little research has been done to better understand this state. So it ain't no research in it, and most people don't know about it, and most of it exists in our unconscious. But if we ain't able to tackle it, of course I'm gonna give you a solution to tackle it. But that's why y'all watch the video, because y'all know I'm the type of person that gives solutions. But let's just continue to lay it out. Sexual neurosis. See, neurosis is a negative disposition. And it's mild and it's low to mild negative experience. However, imagine that little bit of negativity in your sex magic. That's like trying to make a cake and putting a little bit of arsenic in it. Just a little bit of rat poison is in this cake. It's sweet though. You can hardly taste it. But who's gonna eat a cake with a little bit of rat poison in it? Just your luck, you gonna get the point with the rat poison in it and you gonna, you know what I'm saying, get poisoned. Now, what I'm saying is, it's very simple to meditate, get into a clear cognizance with your partner, have the real conversations, the honest and open conversations, but you gotta be a safe space, 1, and you can't be so judgmental, 2. And this is possible. Why is this possible? Say it with me, y'all. Let's say it all together. The current of creation is right here. So I'm not saying that it's impossible. I'm just saying the reason why it's not working for you. Because you want to listen to people manipulate new moons and full moons and harness energy so they can pay their rent. Crazy. This is what I'm thinking of. Like, when you think about life, the overall understanding is more is better, right? So we want more and we want more and we want more. So think about life as being a rubber band or a balloon. And the object is to not ruin it, right? If your life is a balloon, you don't want to add more anything to it. More air, it will burst. More water, it will burst. More food, it will burst. Now think about your vessel. If you just wanted more and more and more, you'll just be a fat person like me, right? So to get out of this concept, it's not about more. So if you will look at your food and say, I can't just eat more and more food, that means I can't do more and more spiritual shit. I gotta do spiritual shit and release. I gotta connect with my soul and release. See, what feels good isn't always good for you. And the reason why most spiritual people is 110% on bullshit is just because they can only feed you more. They can only give you more. And like the fat kid that you are, you receive more and more and more until you explode. That's all that's going to happen along your YouTube spiritual journey, your Instagram spiritual journey. These make-believe spiritual gurus and ascended masters that's hell-bent on helping you for the very low price of $59.99. And at the end of the day, when you wonder what the purpose was it for, all so you could explode your fucking vessel. You came into spirituality because you was in a bad situation. You never was in a situation where you had the nigga that you wanted, the car that you wanted, the house that you wanted, and says, you know what? Let me listen to spiritual niggas on YouTube. You was in a bad situation and you found a spiritual nigga and they exacerbated your situation, meaning that they gave you more and more and more and more until you fucking exploded. If I gave you more food, you would get fat. If I gave you more air, you would explode. You gotta inhale and exhale. You gotta receive and you gotta give. And the reason that I'm telling you this is because you may think that receiving information is what you need. The same way as you might think that getting all of the food is what you need until you can't receive no more food. Okay? So getting into the process of giving and taking is really what you want to look for and go for in this sex magical process, especially when you're dealing with masculine and feminine energy. So taboos. One of the main things that we could do to break our taboos is, well, one of the things that's going to, hold on. One of the things that we're going to do, I just wanted to make sure y'all was hearing me. One of the things that we can do to make sure that our sex magic is successful is that we break our taboos. So I'm joking, but I'm serious in dealing with homosexuality within your union, right? Or dealing with the reality of a polygamous man, right? A man that wants to date multiple women, or a woman that wants to date other men, right? These are truths that could be worked through in your relationship. Mainly, these are taboos that you have to challenge because your taboos might seem righteous and protective, but in the realm of magic, there are limiting beliefs. Because the truth of your soul is that you are a woman before. And when you was a woman in the past lifetime, you was taking all types of dick. So you come into this lifetime as a man, You ain't forget the times that you was a woman fucking niggas. That's how you knew how to eat pussy without somebody telling you how to eat pussy. That's how you knew how to stroke it without somebody telling you how to stroke it. Because when you was a woman, you know it felt good to you in the past lifetime. That's the spiritual truth. But if you can't have conversations in reference to spiritual truth, then forget sex magic. What did you just say? Oh man, I don't know about that. That's some crazy shit to say. I don't even know about that. That's crazy. Just forget about sex magic. You're not mature enough to handle a person's sexual truth. So why you want to do magic with them? Let us summarize what understanding we have gained through its comparison with its compulsive prohibition of the neurotic. Taboo is a very primitive prohibition imposed from without by an authority. So things that are taboo is generally established by our parents to say this is wrong, this is right. So you live in your life based upon what's right and what's wrong, and anything that's wrong is a taboo. So you put that under the rug, never to be seen again. So it's like, hood, why should I do shadow work? So you can see all of the shit that you put under the rug that was wrong because your mama and daddy said it was wrong, but you kind of wanted to see what it was about. And your daddy said, you got to be a good man to your woman, but you know your daddy was a piece of shit. You got to be faithful. Why, daddy? I got to be faithful and you wasn't never faithful. All types of shadow shit that's happening. So when you get into a relationship, you think you going to have to be like your daddy. Be one way. Oh yeah, baby, I love you. But then be in the streets with the hoes. But then when they say hood talking about shadow magic, I'm all for that. That's an interesting topic. You can't even be real with your goddamn wife. Ain't no shadow magic. Ain't no sex magic happen. Okay. Now, let's read this sentence again because it's very important. Taboo is a very primitive prohibition imposed from without by an authority and directed against the strongest desires of man. So, ladies, I'm going to tell y'all, when a man say, I want to talk to other women, and you say, oh man, I don't like that. I don't know. What he's referencing is the strongest desire. Fellas, when the woman say, I want a man like this, and you say, oh, baby, I ain't like that. I ain't da, 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 da. She's talking about her strongest desires. So if y'all can't communicate your strongest desires to your partner, and your partner say, you know what? I ain't never done it, but I love you. I'm going to try. I'm going to put my best effort. That's real love, because she's trying to placate your desire. She's moving her ego out the way and saying, you want this. And I'm going to be with you, so I'm going to give it to you. If I don't want to give it to you, I'm not even going to fuck with you because you want this, and you need to find a woman who's willing to give you that thing, your strongest desire. See, this is maturity. See, real relationships now, y'all think y'all about to argue into some shit. Y'all think y'all gonna have a discussion in a fucking online panel on Zoom and have a fucking Supreme Court vote 3-2 on whether a nigga should have everything that he want. Well, do we have enough money? Right? Is he rich enough? See, if he had money, I would have treated him good. See, if he had money, I would have been nicer. You wouldn't have got no attitude, but you a broke ass nigga and you deserve this attitude. And I'm just trying to be mean until you get your money up type shit. So whatever reasons you got in your mind for not giving the man his desires makes you on bullshit. If you don't want to give it to him, move out the way. Whatever you got in the ways of not serving that woman her strongest desires, like, you got to be in tune. Like, what do you really want? I'm about to do that shit for you, girl. Right? This is very important. The desire to violate, it continues in the unconscious, right? So wherever a man is at, he had a true desire. His mama, daddy, or first girlfriend said, you on bullshit for wanting that thing you really want. You shouldn't want that. You know you're going to get fucked. You know it's going to be bad shit that happen if you get the thing that you really want. So you better want something else. How about you want what I want? How about that? And so he said, you know what? Okay, that sounds good. Let me try it your way. So every day he trying it your way and you feel like the big boss hog that got him wrapped around your finger. And then he blow up and flip and trip and dip and skip and drip. Because all of that shit for which he told you, you ignored, went all into the unconscious. And the thing about the unconscious is that it don't disappear, ladies. It just go into the place where you can't see it all the way. But keep pressing the buttons and keep thinking that everything is your way. He'll explode sooner or later. One's in the chat. They always do. They always say, I can't take this shit no more. One's in the chat if a nigga just hit you out of random. I can't take this shit no more. And you thought, what the fuck is wrong with you? You had no intention of acknowledging his strongest desire. Zero. And now all of a sudden, I can't take this shit no more. The desire to violate it continues in the unconscious. Persons who obey the taboo have an ambivalent feeling toward what is affected by the taboo. The magic power attributed to taboo goes back to its ability to lead man into his temptation. I can't take this shit no more. It behaves like a contagion because the example is contagious, and because the prohibited desire becomes displacing the unconscious. So if a man say, I want a threesome, and you say, I ain't giving you no threesome, you don't got no fucking money for a threesome. That threesome didn't disappear because you came up with some profound logic as to why he didn't deserve a threesome. Ladies be like, this nigga actually wanted a threesome. I told this nigga he ain't getting no fucking threesome at all because I am not that girl for him. And then want to look at it, you still want a threesome, nigga? Oh, lame ass nigga. Ain't nobody giving your ass no threesome. That shit went in his subconscious mind and unconscious. Then all of a sudden he was driving to the goddamn corner store to get some Cheetos, and you said, I don't want no fucking flaming hot Cheetos. I want the sweet and sour Cheetos. And then that nigga snapped. And you know why he snapped? It wasn't because of the Cheetos. It was because of the threesome. Please believe it. I ain't making it up. All I'm saying is the magic of power attributed to taboo goes back to its ability to lead man in temptation. It behaves like a contagion because the example is contagious, and because the prohibited desire becomes displaced in the conscious upon something else. Now the Cheetos is the problem. Your friend Charmaine is the problem. Cause he want to have a threesome with you and Charmaine. You know, one's in the chat. If he don't like your friend cause he like your friend. One's in the chat. He don't like your friend cause he like your friend. It's displaced on something else. He already told you he in the threesomes, and you looked at him like he was crazy. Ain't nobody gonna give you no threesomes. I don't get into that. Should have just got out of his way. So, the expiation for the violation of the taboo through a renunciation proves that renunciation is at the basis of the observation of the taboo. We'll get into that a little later. Meaning that if you don't get rid of the taboo is going to run your unconscious life. And you can be listening to conscious niggas your whole life and never get into the space of getting rid of your taboos. But I don't want to get too far ahead of myself. Now, we want to do sex magic so bad, but before we get to sex magic, we first need to understand that sex today is based upon neurosis, repressions, Taboos and inhibitions. You might be the most sexually liberated person that you ever known. However, when you on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, Facebook, Instagram, you gonna deal with a lot of repression, inhibitions, taboos, and freaking leak ass people. Let's go further. No, we're not going further. We're going deeper. Let's go deeper. Sexual inhibition is the suppression of sexual impulse. Listen, we all have a sexual impulse. And depending on the partner's ability to respond to your sexual impulse will be the amount of sexual liberation and sexual freedom that one feels. Because where y'all think y'all sexually free by yourselves, y'all just sneaky links for married men. I said, when y'all think that y'all so sexually liberated and sexually free, y'all just sneaky links for married men. And that goes for women and men. That went over heads, but that's okay. It might come back to you in the future. Suppression of the sexual impulse or the inability to feel sexual desire or to perform sexually or to experience sexual gratification. And if these things are in place or in tow, cancel the subscription to Sex Magic. Don't you hate it when you ever signed up for a subscription and you try to cancel it and they be like, well, when you signed the forms, they said if you cancel it, it's a $500 cancellation fee. And you can't even be mad because you ain't read the terms and conditions. You just signed some shit and you thought you was getting a good deal. Adobe did that shit to me, bro. That shit was crazy. I tried to cancel my subscription. And it was like, well, if you cancel it, we're going to have to charge about $250. So, and we'll give you the next 2 months free. How about that? And I said, that's not a deal. That's not a deal at all. Anyways. I know we think we just want to have sex for sex sake and then transcend the deeper realms of sex magic. And ever since I was in high school, dudes told me I had good pussy, so I can be doing sex magic with something. We talking about a complete and new science that is in reference to ceremonial magic. You might need to have some deep conversations before the sex magic take place. And it's like, as simple as these things are, most of y'all been dealing with this shit since y'all was little ass kids and y'all never ever addressed it. Like, it's women who never experienced an orgasm based upon some things that happened to them as a child. And they could be dating men right now about like, oh, you don't bring me the orgasm. But it's like, did you deal with the sexual molestation shit you was experienced as a child? No, I really haven't been to therapy or dealt with it. I just been going through men talking about how they haven't been satisfying me. And then you might meet a young lady like that and try to do sex magic with her and then be like, well, she got a lot of sexual inhibitions. She has a sexual impulse that's freaky deaky, freak-a-leak, but she can't get there because she haven't done the work, the real work. She been listening to bitches talk about random ass shit as opposed to, what we really need to be doing is dealing with our sexual trauma and clearing that, because the facts that we haven't been dealing with our sexual trauma might be the reason that we giving our boyfriends hell. But as long as you sign up for my class, sign up for my school, hear me talk about random shit, and I'm gonna look halfway decent on these videos. I'm gonna get my hair done. I'm gonna get me a new outfit and just be a cute bitch and just say a bunch of shit and sell a bunch of shit. And well, what about our sexual trauma? Can we heal that? Nah. Let's just talk about random astrology facts. Let's repeat the same shit that we said last week and this week over again. Let's just regurgitate information that we read out of books and act like we found it and that we deep. Matter of fact, let me act like I want to help and inspire you and build you up because you're a woman. I would say you don't need none of that shit. You don't need none of these hoes. You really need to get in tune with what has happened to you, how you can get through it, how you can do the alchemy through it so you can be a better wife, a better girlfriend, a better partner in the realms of doing sex magic. We like, well, I don't want to do that. You already a baby mama. You already been doing sex magic, but you've been doing it the wrong way. You went into the relationship with the nigga with neurosis, with taboos, with inhibitions. And then the situation manifested the way it was because it was supposed to manifest that way. Ain't no emotions into this. It's science. It's meditation. It's simple. Scam artists has got your mind. Plus, we view sex as porn. That's a plus. Add on everything for which I already said. 90% of the niggas that y'all talk to, ladies, is not going to view you as a divine vessel of the goddess. They going to view you as the bitches or niggas that they been watching in porn. And I said or niggas too, because they be watching the niggas in porn too. 90% of the men that you talking to on Tinder, Plenty of Fish, is addicted to porn. They not listening to shit that you saying. They completely locked in and zeroed in to the point for which you give them some ass. They not gonna build shit with you. They not gonna do nothing but waste your time. And I don't give a fuck what niggas online is talking about. Yo ass gotta actually date these niggas in real life, in real time. And I'm gonna tell you, most of these niggas is gonna wanna fuck because they addicted to porn. And you probably addicted to porn too, but let's keep it on topic, right? People can say I'm kind of harsh towards the women, but I love the women and I'd be wanting to be honest with the women in the space where everybody is lying to y'all to get y'all fucking money and y'all attention. All I'm saying is 90% of the men that you deal with is going to be addicted to porn. Is going to view you as a sexual object. So when you talking about doing sex magic with niggas like that, get it out your mind. Niggas texting you all, what you doing? He wanna fuck. Hey, can I come over? He wants to fuck. Hey, who over there? He wanna fuck. Never mind. Pornography use is widespread means of dealing with one's sexual drives. Pornography use is a widespread means of dealing with one's sexual drives. More than 90% of young men report watching porn videos with some regularity, particularly in the United States. We all have cell phones and we all can type in pornhub.com. It's simple. Many of these videos depicts acts that they might never engage in themselves, or in other words, erotic fantasies. Sis, you are not an erotic fantasy. Bro, she's not an erotic fantasy. She is a vessel for the divine goddess and can manifest all things through her in the realms of communication. Y'all be so quick to pull your dick out or be thinking with your dick. Can't even get to a space where you're showing her love and showing her something different. Cause your inhibitions, neurosis, taboos is your sexual drives, not the woman that's actually in front of you. You are predominantly driven by pornography, and that woman is not a tool for pornography. Sex and pornography are two different things. When you have sex with your wife, there's no editor, there's no lighter, there's no gripper, there's no buffer, there's no director, there's no porn company monitoring whether you having sex or not. So that has nothing to do with your sacred energy exchange. And most men are going to be completely inundated with that was what sex is. Most men, first of all, you're not a safe space for me to be honest with. You're only going to judge me. Second of all, if I'm not honest with you, then I'm going to be using you as a release. Then I'm going to go play basketball with Ronell later. Code words. It's code words for gay sex. See, you gotta be like this, because if people not like, I'm thinking like, well, should I talk like this? And I felt as I was thinking like, I gotta talk like this because I'm not homophobic. I'm not afraid of gayness. Happy Pride Month, by the way, because a person who can't talk about it and verbalize anything in reference to homosexuality, it's probably because they're afraid of it, and probably because they're probably gay themselves. So on Pornhub, the world's largest porn website alone, well over 90 billion videos are viewed daily. 90 billion videos. That's more goddamn hamburgers than McDonald's done sold their whole entire lives. 90 billion videos are viewed daily by more than 64 million visitors. 26% of them female. Although viewing erotica is nearly ubiquitous among males, some men and women regard watching internet porn as pathological and believe that time spent doing so may be a sign of porn addiction. Although such a diagnosis is rejected by many psychologists, as are treatment approaches based upon addiction models. So basically, you can be addicted to porn and nobody's going to do shit about it. They're going to be viewing you as normal. So what I'm going to reduce it to is that most sexual understanding is completely fucking distorted and obtuse and abstruse. And a complete waste of time. You're going to meet a guy and you're going to have sex with him, and he's either going to get you pregnant or he's going to give you an STD. He's not going to give you an orgasm. You're not going to do no magic, and you're going to be fucking spent. So don't think because you're having sex and you heard this video about sex magic, or you watching these videos about sex magic, that you're doing it. Because this shit is really, 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 really fucking hard. But let's make it simple. Because it's like, it's this thing, right? Where this sexual liberation shit, and it's like, well, hot girl summer, and we about to be out here fucking these niggas, and that's only going to last but so long. You're going to be disgusted by that act. My young ladies out here that might be impressionable and think that that's the way to go, if you fucking these niggas out here, like, these niggas are not special. These niggas are not special. You're never gonna run across a nigga with magical dick. You're never gonna run across a nigga that's like A1 special. Especially if you want some hoe shit. Like, what's the magic at niggas? Like, when you are safe space and you're able to build a connection and build a bond with him and have a truth with him, and not judge him or look at him in the ways to which he feels like he's a bad person because of his past. Because you could have been you could have had a whole fucking foursome with all of your girlfriends, and your nigga's not gonna judge you. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't judge him, but I'm just trying to get you to get the wheels turning a little bit. I don't want you to jump into an extreme of, I can't do all of that. I want you to stay right in the middle of being open-minded, right? So let's read this. We get disgusted by ourselves when we feel that our erotic longings move directly against the promptings of our better nature. We generally want to be kindly, dignified, and reasonable and loyal, but our erotic selves appear at crucial moments to have a radically divergent agenda, i.e., I can't take this shit no more. Can't take it no more. We might want to violate or be violated. We want to slap someone hard or be beaten up. We want to be rough or say incredibly coarse things. We long to wear garments we normally not be seen dead in, or wish our partner to dress in ways that run entirely contrary to our usual preferences. We may want to enter someone anally or lick their sexual organs. There's an infinite variety of individual variations on this theme, but they all point in one direction: the apparent unacceptability to our normal selves and who we are around sex. Now, you may want to do sex magic, but you got to be 110% sure that the person that you having sex with is completely comfortable about their sexual life. So you may love somebody that's insecure. You may love somebody that is not in their truth and in their power. And when you engage in sex with them, you're exacerbating that pain. Because when we do alchemy and we raise our energy to our spiritual selves, everything must go. All of our imperfections, all of our impurities. So where we have a video talking about banishing, niggas is probably gonna act like I didn't do the video on banishing and dive straight into sigil and sex magic. The link's in the description. Read the Substack. Well, I'll read the Substack for you. Desires are normal. When you try to police a person's desire, that's abnormal. That's unnatural. That's fucked up. That's like, ladies and gentlemen, the current of creation is right here. But when you say, oh, I can't, them desires is weird and that's too much for me, you obstructing the flow of the current. You making me think negatively about my natural impulse or vice versa. So coming in line with those natural impulses, whatever they are, you got to have an open mind and a non-judgment attitude with the person that you probably fucking already. So if it is some crazy shit up under there, you done already gave them the pussy. So you might as well know what you giving your pussy to. Because whatever it is, guess what you can do? Banish it. Now, when it comes to desires, because I know spiritual people try to get rid of their desires, there are only two options in this shit. There's either desire and there's either desire or there's disaster. Now, desire is to wish, to long for, or to express a wish to obtain. This is true shit. This is natural, true shit. And I should be able to express my desire in true form. Like a pimp. Right? Whatever that is, you should be able to express it. And the girl that's with you to the outside world, she's a dumbass. She doing all of this and that and this for this person. I never do that for my man. I tell my man to kiss my ass if he ever asks me to do something that I ain't want to do. This is why you single and lonely. Now, I'm not glorifying one place. I'm just trying to show you why this might happen over there. And when you at home, ain't shit happening for you. Because as a man or as a woman, you got desires. Desires are normal. Your partners or the person that you're not supposed to be with is going to make your desires feel like they are wrong. And you could either say you're right, and if you say you're right and you go against your desires, then you create disaster for yourself. It's all in the etymology. Because desire is taken from the phrase desider, which means from the stars. Disaster is dis, ill, aster, which is star, which literally means ill star. Being off your course, being off your star's path is a disaster. Now, your star's path is deeply related to your desires in reference to you. Are you getting your desires or not? And see, you can't get your desires by yourself. You can't have sex by yourself because that's masturbation. That's not sex. So to get your desires off, you're going to have to be able to communicate it authentically to your partner. And your partner got to be like, yes. You said you want to do a foursome. I was thinking we would do a fivesome. I was going to take it up a notch because I fucks with you that hard. That's the type of people that you need in your life. You start saying your truth to your girlfriend or your wife, she start filling out divorce papers and shit. First, let her finish filling them out. And two, understand that when you seek your desires and your partner want to argue with you, cancel sex magic as a conversation. There's nothing that could happen. It's only going to be a disaster. Now, I want to finish this video in reference to sex magic. Orgasms is a powerful tool for creation, and the powers that were do a lot of rituals and a lot of things to disrupt and distract your energetic flow. You are a man and a woman in a relationship, and y'all can't get y'all shit in order, and y'all gotta understand that the CIA is in y'all relationship fucking y'all shit up. Shade rooms and spiritual worlds and Vlad TVs and all of that shit is really organized in such a way to destroy the black family. And the black family is destroyed whenever you sit with your masculine and feminine counterpart and give them your ass to kiss because your feelings is hurt. And if you ain't getting to the core of your relationship problems, but then want to propagate on the internet as some spiritual guru or leader, and your wife won't even do shit for you. Your husband ain't even the type of man that you want for real. You don't even like your husband, or you don't even got a fucking man. Niggas don't even like your ass for real. But then you want to use the internet as a space to get love. No sex magic for you. Just get it out your mind. Do other forms of magic. There's other forms of magic to tap into. There's no shade. But the point of this video is to explain the many, many ways that you could fuck up in doing sex magic. Before we talk about the ways for which you could benefit and grow in sex magic, many people are going to gravitate towards the more sensationalist, oh, all you need to do is show up. But if you're new to the chat, I want to explain the analogy that I gave y'all earlier. Meditation and sex magic is a muscle like your biceps and your triceps. You got to practice these things to get stronger in it. And the main thing you got to practice is true and honest and authentic communication. Now, if you don't do this, but you then listen to people say, oh, read a book, do this, do that. The analogy is likened to going up under and trying to bench 300 pounds without ever practicing lifting weights. That could kill you. That could really hurt you. Nobody should go lift heavy weights without practice. So you should not be trying to practice sex magic with a person that you can't even communicate authentically to. Now, sex magic is sex in practice, right? So, of course, y'all done fuck niggas. You done fuck women without conversations, had one night stands or heated exchange of passions because of somebody you met online. But trust and believe that fucked your life up more than somebody online fucked your life up. And to heal yourself, you're going to have to learn how to communicate more than it is to find a spiritual guru online that you can be up under or find some success. Now, success in your personal life could be found in sex. But to get there, you got to get past a lot of bullshit. Porn addiction, inhibitions, neurosis, anxiety, fear. What you know about sexual anxiety? Oh, hood, why are you talking about all of this shit? Well, if you don't address it, then it's going to fuck up your sex magic. So I got to. Because I'm not making none of this shit up. I'm taking screenshots from shit and referencing books and taking notes. Dog, this video took me 2 weeks to come up with. I've been working hard on this goddamn shit. I didn't pull out this conversation for my ass. Every free moment that I have, I've been working on this fucking video, coming up with a content and a frame of reference for doing sex magic. And what I came up with is fear and anxiety have to be banished before you walk through the door of orgasm and sex magic and manifest in the life that you want to manifest at the deepest magical ceremonial levels, being the cause for everything that takes place in your life. Because if you ain't doing ceremonial magic in reference to manifesting the life that you want to live, somebody doing ceremonial magic and now you a fucking zombie for them. So what you want? You want to be somebody's fucking zombie, or you want to be the sole controller of your destiny? That's why I'm talking about this shit. And as quick as people will have their fears and anxieties rule their life, maybe 1 or 2 people will start to acknowledge the anxieties for which is running their lives. What's anxiety? Anxiety is the feeling that the next step that I take is going to be horrible. So imagine having anxiety and then having sex. You equate that to sex magic. So the sex that I'm having with this person is going to manifest into something horrible. Man, y'all been there before. You've been real horny with the chick and she kind of not wanting to have sex, but you persistent. She got anxiety about the whole situation, so she give you the pussy. But 2 weeks later, she busting out your window. She flattening your tires. It ain't random. She was saying how she ain't want to have sex the whole time you was pressing her. So don't be mad when your windows is broken, your car is scratched up. That ain't coincidence and random. That's sex magic. That's anxiety and fear mixed into the sex magic, because the course of creation is right here. What about anxiety? What about anxiety? Anxiety at a deeper level is connected with poor self-esteem and not living aligned to our inner values or the loss of inner authenticity. To compensate, we either create a huge ego or fall into an inferiority complex. We become dependent on external support as there isn't inner understanding and integrity. Now imagine having poor self-esteem and then wanting to have sex with somebody. That would equate to sexual performance anxiety. You know, people get on YouTube and just be like, sex magic saved my life, and sex magic this and this and this. But think about your own personal anxiety of how you may think things will manifest for you. Like, if I gave you every tip and every trick to manifest, but you had anxiety, which is if I do anything, it's going to end up horribly. You need to alleviate that energy. You need to banish that energy first. And the only way that you deal with your anxiety is if you be honest with yourself. Do you constantly feel like bad things are going to happen to you? And then you think, well, sex is going to be the thing that's going to save you? No. It's going to exacerbate that negative energy. So you can heal these things by just acknowledging them and working through them and saying, I'm not anxious. Everything is not a tragedy. Everything is not going to end bad for me. But see, if you're not acknowledging your anxiety, then you're not going to check yourself. And if you don't check yourself, you'll wreck yourself. Sex is more than just a physical response. Your emotions have something to do with it too. When your mind is too stressed out to focus on sex, your body can't get excited either. Lots of different worries can lead to the problem. Fear that you won't perform well in bed or satisfy your partner sexually. For a lot of men, we feel like our dick isn't big enough. One's in the chat. It's a safe space here. It's a safe space here. If you feel like your dick ain't big enough, that's a sexual anxiety disorder. So that anxiety of my dick not being big enough is going to be in your whole mat, in your whole game, in your whole disposition. You know what they call it? Big dick energy. Not necessarily saying that you got a big dick, but your energy is related to the fact that you may have one. So if it's a big dick energy, there's also a little dick energy, and we're not really rating your dick size. We're dealing with your anxiety in reference to the size of your dick that's going to lead to her sexual satisfaction or dissatisfaction. I mean, you could have a little dick, but big dick energy. But you could also have the fear that you won't perform well in bed and satisfy your partner sexually, which will be a self-fulfilling prophecy. One's in the chat. Poor body image, including concern over your weight. It's nothing worse than having sex with a woman who feel like she ain't sexy. She all covering up her shit and, oh, don't look at me, cut the lights off. Cancel sex magic. I need them rolls. I need it to be like, if you got rolls, I want them to be like a pack of some Grand biscuits. You ever unwrap some Grand biscuits? Slowly unwrap that bitch. I want that goddamn pussy to just pop out them pennies like, fuck. You feel me? Like, I ain't afraid of no fucking rolls. What you want me to do? Problems in your relationship. Worried that your penis won't measure up. Concerned about ejaculating too early or taking too long to reach orgasm. Imagine women saying, men can't bring me to orgasm, men can't bring me to orgasm, men can't bring me to orgasm. And what if every man could have brought you to orgasm, but you said that men can't bring you to orgasm, and you became a self-fulfilling prophecy? I know I'm speaking too deep for a lot of people, and people not ready for the information I bring forth, but there's one or two people that be like, this is what I needed right here. I needed to be 100 with my sexual energy and get back to the basics. Because if it wasn't for sex, your ass wouldn't have been here. One's in the chat. All of that deep shit, you wouldn't have been manifested from that. But some sexual alignment and sexual energy, you a whole grown ass person out here thinking, playing with Legos and shit, all due to some sex. Anxiety about having an orgasm or enjoy the sexual experience. The things that may lead, so that these things may lead your body to release stress hormones like cortisol, epinephrine, or norepinephrine. But I got trouble with pronouncing that word. But I digress. Being really stressed out about sex is not the end of the world, but it's going to ruin your chances to have successful sex magic. If you insecure about your body, insecure whether you gonna have an orgasm or not, thinking your dick not big enough. Because if these things are true, you definitely not about to have the conversation with her like, well, I really like you and I really have to have sex with you, but can you tell me the different sizes of dicks that you have fucked before you fuck me? Oh, you had a 12-incher? Well, I can't have no sex with you because my dick not big enough. It's not going to satisfy you. We got to start to talk about these types of things because one, they're not real, and two, you can communicate yourself into a positive sexual experience. You just got to do it. And I know it sounds weird and counterintuitive and you might be a little afraid of it, but think about all the times you just fell into some pussy. And think about how all of the times it was a bunch of miscommunications and cross signals. Now, what would be the solution to having a successful relationship? It's beautiful women that I talk to and they try to get advice from me in the realms of love, in the realms of relationships. And a lot of times they try to get past on just being beautiful. They be light-skinned with big full lips and sexy bodies and wonderful careers and money, but couldn't talk about sex or pussy to save their fucking life. They want to give you that $1 million smile and the baby hair and curly cues. But when you want to talk about a visceral, real conversation, that only creates stress. So if this is you, what is your driving force? Your sexual energy is deeply related to your emotions. It's not just physical. It's to be sexually satisfied in a relationship or outside of a relationship. If you was in a relationship and you felt like sexual satisfaction was going to be promiscuous, then that's your sexual satisfaction. Whatever it is, it is. And if you are able to find that, that is going to be your driving force. It's nothing better for me to have somebody that I can be honest with sexually. But when I say honest sexually, that means being honest in reference to my communication and reference to my sexual truth. Because when I'm not, that creates the demons. See, when you're honest about it, it creates the Daemon. We don't notice the difference between demons and daemons because we're not honest about our sexual truth. I could go on and on and on about how society is under themselves in reference to their sexual truth. So let's just imagine that we are, and then let's understand that being dishonest with your sexual truth is the number one way to allow demons into your life. And when you look at the world, what do these kids say the time that they on? They say that they are on demon time. And the reason that they're on demon times is because the poor sexual practices from their mother and their father. Never once will you have a upstanding mother and a father that's cooperative and active in the child's life, for which the child to turn around and say, you know what, because y'all was so active and honest in my life and y'all taught me all the valuable things that I needed to know to be successful, I'm gonna be on demon time because y'all gave me such valuable tools to be successful. No, our parents are not giving us any tools to be successful, and all that we have to turn into is our ignorance, which reverts our demonic energy, which is a good benevolent force that's going to power us into our greatest, into a demonic frequency that is only going to explode our balloon. Because the demon wants more and more and more and more and more and more and more to be satisfied, right? So when you come into this realization within yourself, you are the fucking demon. When you want more and more and more and more, or you're going to acknowledge your demonic force, your good and benevolent force, and you're going to recognize the difference. So this is what we're going to read. A demon is an evil spirit, a devil, an inhabitant of hell. Demons are often depicted with horns, a pointed tail, cloves, hood, and grotesque faces. Demon may also be used figuratively to describe an evil person, an intractable obsession, or something harmful. Interestingly, demon is sometimes used to describe the mischievousness or great skill. In New Zealand and Australia, the term demon may be used informally to a police officer. The word demon is derived from the Latin word daemonium, which means lesser spirit or evil spirit. So daemonium and demon are negative terms. Now, a daemon, the idea of a daemon comes from the beliefs of the ancient Greeks. To them, a daemon was a spiritual being falling somewhere between a god and a human. Now, to make this simple, this is when we are understanding our sexual energy in full totality. When we are honest with our sexual energy, we are then human and gods, because we can bear witness to 90% of the male population being driven by their sexual energy. They're completely human. They know nothing about being God. If you told a man, retain your semen, they can't do it. They have to masturbate. They have to have sex. They have to release these energies. They know nothing about God force energy. Or the ghost of a fallen hero. Daemons are good or helpful spirits. The idea of a daemon has survived today as sort of a guardian angel or inner driving force. Remember, demon is an evil spirit. A daemon is a good spirit. The word daemon is derived from the Greek term daemon. So daemonium and daemon are completely two different words that have completely two different definitions, and they can easily be confused. A more recent meaning of this word daemon is a computer process that runs in the background, so forth and so on. So, is your driving force demonic, lesser, nonverbal, random, erotic moments that in which you feeling empty and used and drained and spent and probably pregnant or probably with chlamydia? Or are you tapped into the positive, benevolent spirit of being truthful with your sexual energy and whatever that looks like? Now, to get there, you're going to have to break boundaries. And I'm going to explain why you're going to have to break boundaries, but I'm going to explain the point of this video is to get into a space where you create a ritual where you break 5 boundaries. And this ritual is called PanchaMakara, or the 5 observances, or the 5 essentials, or 5 substances used within tantric practices. So maja would be wine, matcha would be fish, mamsa would be meat, mudra would be parched grain, and finally mathuna would be sexual intercourse. These 5 substances used within tantric rituals was consumed as part of the goal to release and raise Shakti so that spiritual liberation could be achieved. Those who practice Tantra Yoga may include these 5 observances in their practice. So I'm going to elucidate and elaborate, and I'm going to just end on this. Then see if we get anybody that wants to ask any questions before we go to bed and perform a little sex magic. You feel me? Do you feel me? Within Tantric philosophy, there are 2 paths that interpret the PanchaMakara differently. Observers of the left-handed path practice PanchaMakara literally by consuming alcohol, meat, and fish, parched grain, and sexual intercourse with orgasm restraint in order to build up Kundalini energy in the top chakras. I'm going to explain why. Observers of the right-handed path interpret PanchaMakara symbolically. Under this symbolic interpretation, Maja represents divine nectar, Amrita or immortality. Mamsa represents the controlling one's speech. Matya refers both to Ida and Pingala and Nadi controlled through the pranayama practice. Mudra represents keeping spiritual companionship and avoiding negative or destructive companionship. Right? And Mithuna is about raising Kundalini. In the practice of PanchaMakara, Mudra does not refer to incorporating ritualistic yogic gestures. So, you might be asking yourself, why do I have to break taboos before I do sex magic? The problem is, you have a deep pain, you have a real problem, and you refuse to do anything different to change the problem. So, it might be a new moon. You can search on YouTube, new moon, and you'll get 1,000+ people talking about a new moon. You're not going to watch all 1,000 videos. You got to make a decision. Whose videos you going to watch for this new moon? And if you pick this person, are you getting the vital information that you need in reference to the new moon? You're going to pick the person that you want to pick. And if you have a pain or if you have a deep-seated trauma that you need to work through, your actions lead to that trauma and that pain. So your good actions that you're choosing is fucking your life up. Oh, I need to watch such and such video. I'm subscribed to her. I need her. I need him. I need this. I need this person so bad to help me and lead me to spirituality. You keep making these decisions. You keep fucking up your life. You keep doing the thing that feels good and the thing that feels right. Is not challenging you. Is not making you a better person. It's only making it worse. It's only exacerbating. It's only expanding and exploding that balloon, and you're going to explode. You need to release the past versions of yourself that have nothing to do with your soul. And until you come to that realization, the sex that you're having is not magical, it's trash. You gotta see yourself at the soul level. And you can't see your soul level being the same human. You have to raise your consciousness. You have to activate these chakras. So I'm saying all of that to say, coming up with 5 things that challenge your beliefs, because your beliefs limit you at a human level. You don't have the money that you want. You don't have the life that you want. You don't have the girlfriend that you want. You don't have the boyfriend that you want. So you already limited. But it's also limited you at a spiritual level. You already saying what you can't manifest and what your subconscious mind can't do for you because you're not even training it to do so. You only been training your subconscious mind to limit you thus far by following the path over the things that you enjoy to do, that you love to do, that you like to do. Talk to the people that you love. But realize them same people that you love are the same components to the shit that's fucked up your life thus far. That's gotten you to this place thus far. So being strong enough to banish them, having the courage to stand in your spiritual truth, to be honest about what you want. And then when a person set trip and be mad at you, pink slip, walking papers. You need to be comfortable enough in your truth to not be judged or demonized so your sex magic can grow. Okay? So, if you continue to do what feels right, you will continue to go in the wrong direction. Now, your conscious spiritual leader and guru would never tell you that. You know why? I'm guaranteed to say something that you don't like. I'm guaranteed to say something that goes contrary to your soul. And family, what I need y'all to do is not follow me. I need you to follow your soul 1,000,000 times in a row. I will not have the best advice for you. Your soul will always have the best advice for you. I'm just here for people who don't know. Once you know, you can go. Because your soul got you. I promise you, I don't got you. Next week, I might be a fucking stripper. You just never know about me. I'm just all over the place sometimes. I try to be consistent with these videos, but I just might fall into some stripping shit. I might be watching a stripper. I might become a stripper, but I'm going to be in some seedy environments and my energy not going to be always at the tip top. Right now, I'm good. I'm in the zone. But please believe me, Tatalicious can enter into my environment and it's all about Tatalicious. Everybody else disappears. When I get a hoe in my life, I warp. But that's me doing what feels right and me going in the wrong direction. So a couple of things I want to do. I want to read the article, which is going to take about 10 minutes. And then I want to answer some calls, possibly. See how it goes. But the only way you get access to the link is if you join the Mystery School or you're a Patreon subscriber. So go ahead and utilize those things now. I'll be opening up the Zoom very shortly. But before I open the Zoom, let's do some reading. I do these readings because, well, not readings, but just generally reading through this article because I want to tie up some loose ends. I ramble and go off on tangents, and I don't write that way. So I want to do both. Got a lot of reading to go through, but I'm going to summarize everything that I talked about, and please read it for yourself. I put a lot of work in these videos because spiritually I can't hold myself back. And I suggest nobody does that either, you know. There's a lot of spiritual scam artists that say, you know, you got to simplify it and make it simple for the people and all of that. But I didn't come up off that. I came up off of brilliant people. And I talk shit about Bobby Hemming. I talk shit about Brother Panic. But those brothers are brilliant, you know? And they didn't never hold back their brilliance. They had goddamn 5-hour lectures and 8-hour lectures and came with all types of shit that, you know, cause you to think. So when I put out content, I'm going above and beyond. I'm not making it simple for you, you know. I'm going to come with the real shit. So this is taken from the White Rabbit blog, Substack. The link is in the description. You subscribe to it. You will get these emails soon as I publish them. So support. I'm trying to get a lot of people to support this blog. So that's why I'm being consistent with writing it, maybe in a year or so, we can get a lot of people on the blog and I can start charging for it, you know, multiple streams of income. But right now it's free, so subscribe now for the free. But let's read. We all have sex. So based on this fact, it will be challenging to find the magic in something we always do. Because we've already experienced sex, we also have learned through our experience. Sex magic is wholly removed from your experience and requires a fresh mind to comprehend what it is entirely. Previous articles such as banishing and sigil magic should be prerequisites if you are to fully grasp the concepts put forward in this article, blog, memoir, grimoire, or whatever you want to call this selection of words. The books we will be referencing mostly for this work are as follows: Sex Magic by U.D. Frater, Liber Null by some guy, I can't remember his name, damn shame. Chakra Nova by yours truly. Let's get into it. Meditation between partners would be the general definition of sex magic. However, that is difficult and downright impossible. As simple as it may sound, human beings have difficulty being present, especially during sex. As bad as we want to have it, we may have the most challenging time speaking about ourselves in our ultimate sexual truth. However, the basis of sexual magic is in being mindful, not lustful, intentional, and not erratic. As you know, most sex happens around passionate and heated exchanges. Regular sex is not sex magic, and as much as one person understands this, sex requires two or more people to be on the same page as what is taking place. Mindful equals meditation, and both of these things are difficult. Likewise, being present with your partner while having sex is not easy, but these things must take place for magic to take place. The goal of sex magic is orgasm, not just for orgasm's sake. We use orgasmic energy as a perfect trance to communicate with our subconscious mind, since this is where all real change takes place. Once the orgasm occurs, advanced practitioners program themselves with a mantra or sigil based upon their desires. These symbols we use to program our subconscious mind are summaries of our wishes, desires, and intentions. Sex magic is a powerful trance tool and the foundation of the practice of magic as a whole. Now, even though it sounds great, we must tackle how we see sex as we know it in these days and times. Sex as we know it today is filled with neuroses, repressions, taboos, and inhibitions. All these mental and sexual anxieties happen unconsciously, so people who suffer do so in silence. So we enter sex magic into the conversation without refreshing the idea of sex. Your magic will be filled with anxious energy, which will ultimately lead one to the conclusion that sex magic is invalid or doesn't work. I'm sure a statistic says that most people experience sex through pornography. Pornography is a theatrical performance. You should not compare your understanding of sex to strangers. However, I'm willing to bet it is. Sex is communication, not random and erratic movements until you climax. When you learn from pornography, you emulate what you see, which leads to disgust. This process over and over again is not magical. You are only reinforcing your disdain for what sex is not. This cycle is why most women, after a time of promiscuity, decide to take time to be celibate. If sexual freedom were so good, we would never need to take a break from it. The reason we decide to remove sex altogether from our lives is because we have never truly had it and may never experience it. Sex magic is balance, and as a society, we're either having too much sex or not at all. We are stuck between extremes when it comes to sex because we don't have a sincere communication with our own sexual desires and needs. We are afraid to communicate our desires to our partners, so we cannot effectively do sex magic. Spirits are readily commanded but can take over a weak mind who does not know what it is doing. When we speak to our partners confidently about our needs, this skill transfers into the astral. Sex magic to control spirits sounds excellent, but most humans fear sex, so they will be super afraid of sex magic. Desires. How many of us have them? We all have desires, even if we desire to do nothing. Being aligned with your desires is what we call bliss. Being misaligned is what we call disaster. Desires are from the stars, and disasters are when we misalign with our stars. Desires for most of us are sexual. Therefore, your wishes must be acknowledged for sex magic to be matched and met. Having sex with someone you don't desire will be an energetic misalignment. This is probably why relationships that are not energetically matched feel like a disaster. Unless you are a sex guru or have supportive parents in sexual education, cringe, you suffer from sexual anxiety, which is the reality that every sexual encounter will end horribly. So why even try? If you're like most Americans, your sex magic is filled with anxiety too. You must banish all ideas and biases before one is ready to be You must banish all ideas and biases before one is ready to be successful in sexual magical practices. Your fears and anxieties may have driven you to spirituality, but cannot be the driving force for sexual magic, because these energies can be reinforced through sex magic while your hopes, wishes, and intentions continue to be ignored. This is why it is suggested that 2 or more people perform a banishing ritual before said sex magic practice, because without banishing, there will no doubt be energies present to ruin the new working. Let me try to explain something. Sex magic is balance. However, society does not teach balance. Society teaches more. You may not understand magic and how it works because you only want more. If I had a balloon and I tried to keep it, I could add more air to it, but if I kept adding more, it would burst. When we enter magical workings from lack, we only seek more. The more we add, the sooner we burst into a million pieces. Sex magic requires a release and an expansion to be rhythmic in its exchange. As the masculine partner gives, the feminine partner receives, followed by the feminine partner offering what they've received, and finalized by the masculine partner receiving what they initially gave. You must be ready to receive all you dish out, and during sex, you must trust that your partner is giving you cosmic energy, because the inverse could be disastrous. PanchaMakara is a tantric term for going against social norms in a ritualistic way. The purpose of this ritual is to break taboos within yourself. Saying you are against something is an extreme that ruins your ability to cross over dimensions of thought and reality. The PanchaMakara were ways to purify and transcend your mind, limiting you at every turn. To practice this personally, you need to find 5 things that revolt you or disgust you, and do them, which could also be things that you want to do but are afraid to do. The point of this exercise is to free your mind and raise your Kundalini energy. You're not performing these acts to receive pleasure, but to remove the stigmas and limits on your mind. Once you begin to challenge your stigmas and limiting beliefs, the things that you desire will change. As to say, If you start working with sex magic with your present mind without banishing and breaking taboos, you will manifest something that you don't want. Once again, this is because we are bringing our fears, insecurities, and anxieties into the reason we need to perform magic in the first place. However, these are things that can easily be changed if we just simply remove them from our conscious mind and allow our subconscious mind power to take over. Come up with a proper banishing ritual before all workings. Develop 5 things that are taboos to you, then do them all ceremonially with intention. Suppose you can do these 5 rituals successfully. Then you are ready to begin and utilize the power of the orgasm to manifest your desires. You may feel you are ready now, and maybe you are. This article, blog, or whatever is written for the people who take some ceremonial magic seriously and want to learn it sincerely from the soul. Stay tuned because we will talk about orgasms and sex magic more in depth. The purpose of this work is to provide a strong foundation for doing sex magic. You may prefer to do things you are comfortable with and do things that come easiest. You must also understand that this will only fortify and exacerbate your imbalances you already experience. Have the courage to challenge yourself in your mind first. So, I feel better that I done that. And it's late, so I don't know, but we will try. Going over to the mystery school. I'm opening up the Zoom right now. And if you want to talk about this at a deeper level, and if you have some questions about our topics, go ahead and join me. I'm free. So all my Patreon subscribers and all of my mystery school members, the link is available. And let's see if y'all join up. I'm gonna play a little commercial. Come back.
I remember having a sack that was packed with some gas. And on the side of my hip, I was packing a gas. Before Ghostface Killer, I had supreme clientele. Didn't know if I was selling it or they was buying it well. Ever since I've been real humble with you niggas, but it stops now.
Oh, really? I'm gonna try. Well, I think I've probably talked enough, and I did start it, so I'll continue to open the chat up for Zoom. My wife is in the chat, but me and her, we could kind of talk one on one. We don't need y'all in our business all like that more than y'all in it already. So, with that being said, um, I will do more videos and try to get more involvement and try to get some call ins. But I just opened up the door. Next week we'll walk in it. So be prepared with y'all questions next time I get on live, because we will be going having a little call in section. So this is a lot of information. It is a lot to digest. So hopefully y'all do y'all due diligence, read some of the books, watch some of these old videos, and as I continue to be consistent with the articles and the videos, just let us cook up this good spiritual gumbo, and we're gonna change a lot of lives with this series in reference to sex magic. So listen to this a couple of times if you ain't get it the first time, but you want to get it. I laid it out to where